your TV and just come outside. We're gonna take you on a beautiful ride. The Fling Show. The Fling Show. The Fling Show. The Fling Show. The Fling Show.
Hey, shit, the thing ain't working. What's wrong with this damn thing? Well, welcome to the Fling Show. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us this Monday night.
Chris.
We have an incredible show this evening. I cannot wait to get started. Of course, we have on the show again tonight, always, Mr. Himmeline, Miss Chrissy, and Miss Meredith are going to be joining us here in a second. But first, we got to get to the winners of last week's show. And to announce that is Mr. David. So, David, who won last week's show?
Hey, well, we had some winners of our little giveaway that we know nothing about, obviously, how to run this thing, but we do want to support. Thank these guys for their support for the Fling Show and always being there, making it fun for us, giving us an audience and just being there for us. So we wanted to give our thanks to that. We're going to start doing this probably on a weekly basis. We got to give away some stuff. And so that's a little design I came up with. First of all, backtrack to Maith, who's been one of our biggest fans for a while. And I want to give one to Jason and make him disc golf famous. We got Blake Ogilvy. Thank you for your support. We'll be getting with you and we'll get you a custom one to your, size preference, whatever you want.
Way to go, Blake.
Yeah, appreciate the help. Thank you very much. And then, of course, our friends from Gonzales.
Down south.
Christiani, down south. Christiani Hamlin. And not supposed to, but apparently Chrissy says I shouldn't give away two. But we're going to get one to Joe, too.
Yeah. Awesome.
But thanks for your support. Also wanted to give a shout out to Inner Peace Disc Golf, and thank you for your support. We'll hook you up as well down the line. You guys have been on my mind. You came across my Facebook feed this afternoon. Anyway, speaking of that, I've been just having kind of this aversion to social medias and stuff. So ironically, we're all together, and this is good because we can all just hang out. So this is like hangout. I'm not surfing or anything, but yeah, just giving up on the social media and cutting it way back. I mean, like drastically, and it's been an interesting exercise for me. Chris was all in. He said I needed to give the output though, just don't do the input. I'm like, I don't know. Because you put the output out there and then you're always like, where are those likes, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's that expectation we were talking about. Sometimes it's just good to put it out there and let it go into ether, and however it affects it, it rolls and it waves its way through. But don't worry about what other people are going to say or reply to it or how many likes you get, because that's not the important part of what you're trying to do anyway.
Good point.
That's just my opinion.
Well, and that's pretty much how your texts are. You just put them out there and then I'll never hear from you again the rest of the day. No, that's kind of how Chris and I communicate. We have a lot of grace there, grace period. You don't have to answer right away all the time.
It takes a little while, that's for sure. But it was kind of fun getting out this week with you for the first time.
Yeah, I enjoyed that round.
To a thought of the game I wanted to play this week, but I kind of wanted to go over something that you had touched on while we were playing. And I had said something that is very typical for me to say during a round of golf. I typically like to always, sometimes either in a joyful way, a playful way, a funny way, an entertaining way. I like to talk about the play of the day, as you're shooting, with Meredith about the tree that she hits that's so close. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. And I like to kind of have to talk about that a little bit because it's kind of the fun part of kind of getting together and the camaraderie and the fellowship and I've always said if I don't make fun of you, I don't really like you. So it's kind of just the way I am anyway. But you retorted something to me after I had mentioned about a throw that you had. Now, granted, you were flicking, so I have to give you, props. You were trying to flick over the water, so you were bailing out. There was nothing wrong with that. But you had mentioned that you retorted right back to me a saying that you had heard, and I want you to tell the people how you replied to me and how that interaction evolved.
Well, I mean, I'm an empath, so I take these things sometimes personally that some people will comment about my game. So just kind of out of the blue, I said, "Mind your own game," and then and then I told Chris, and then we kind of talked about the whole mind your own game thing throughout a few holes, 6 to 10 holes there. We kind of hashed it out and came up with a MYOG, which I guess is an acronym.
Oh, that's
So,
what it is.
MYOG, that's what mind your own game. But that came from I played 1 year at USDGC, and I played with this guy, and on my last and final round, I was killing it. I was having the tournament of my life, and I was on the 4th card on the final round. So this guy almost wins it from the 4th card. He course record by 3 or 4. I can't remember, but at one point in the round, something was talked about his throw or something, and he said, "Mind your own game." It's just stuck with me, and it's always been kind of a running joke. But yeah, Chris has a way of commentating things for me, but that's good. I need that with my flick. I need to know what I'm doing wrong. So I'm not mad.
But I did have to give you credit, but I did like the story you said that it was a way of his competition, and he just didn't care for anyone to comment on his game as it was being played out. And you had even mentioned that he kind of blamed your caddy, did he not, for his poor performance?
Yeah, no, for his just his on hole 10, he had a birdie op, which was actually a save because he should have gone for the eagle. That was my opinion. He was 9 down when he got to hole 10. And so he plays the safe route, which is like a little layup, and it's an easy an easy drop in 3 usually for a birdie. And he played the safe route, and then he ended up with a 35-foot putt. Apparently my caddy moved, during that putt, and that's what he had talked about after the round when they were interviewing. He was like, "Yeah, I had blah, blah, blah on this," and then caddy moved. So I apologize for that. And I had the best caddy in the world, so guy taught me a whole lot about golf in general. Ran a lot of stuff out there at Kansas City. Kansas City Worlds was spectacular because of my caddy. So good times.
Right. Okay.
So what's the game?
Okay. So real quick, just a quick game for this week, because, last week we kind of stumbled through the first time. So I really thought about this all along hard, and it really had a lot to do with the sayings that you say when you're playing. So I want to know when we're going to pick it out. So anyone who comments, likes, and shares this video and makes a comment and tells us what is your favorite thing to say when you're playing with others about their shots. Okay? Something funny, something jovial, something entertaining. Mine is like, "Oh, I see that you're having relationship issues. You can't let it go." Things like that. I'll sing a song, little ditty, or, "Hey, that's an interesting route. I haven't seen that taken before." Something along those lines.
Local route.
So,
Yeah.
and so what I want to know from our viewers, comment, tell me what you like, tell me something that you think is funny. We're all going to look it over, and then next week we'll pick out the winner. That sound good?
Sounds great.
All right.
Hercules.
All right.
Hercules.
So, Kimmy, what else do we have?
That's the one you always
tap?
use, Chris.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always say that. Hercules. I'm like, no, I'm 30 feet. Come on. But yeah, good game there.
Okay. Well, what else we got going on this week? Because I know there's some big events coming up.
That's right. Well, there's what is it? Fairway to Heaven.
Yep.
Fairway to Heaven right here in Wynwood. The beautiful Wynwood.
WG.
Women's Global.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's have that's right. We're going to talk about that. We're going to learn all about it. That's one thing I wanted to do today. I wanted to really dive into that and get some information from Chrissy and Meredith, and just kind of fill us in on what it is and where it's happening and how we can help out, how we could be of service, go out there, whatever we could do to make it happen locally or whatever we need to do. So what's going on? How you doing, Chrissy?
Meredith, you start.
Hey, Chrissy. Hey, okay. So it's wonderful because both of us are actually helping host our local Women's Global. So, I mean, we really have a lot to say. At this point, Women's Global is only like a week or two away. It's coming so fast, day before Mother's Day. And Women's Global is one of those events where it's really about growing the sport for women, much like Texas Women's Championship. And so not only is it a woman only, typically it does. I mean, there are other places that'll have a tournament with men and then a women's side will be Women Global. But it's specifically in Houston and Austin, we've actually been able to do women only events. And it's really focused on growing the sport. So you have a lot of women that don't compete or never have competed, even in like local league. And so this is their one moment that they come out and they kind of take the chance and they come and really get to connect with all the women and see the community come together to support Women's Global. And the reason why it's Women's Global is not only are you competing against your locals there in your division, but you are competing your rating worldwide. And what's awesome as well is you don't have to pay a non-PDGA fee if you don't have a PDGA number. So there's so many neat aspects. It's just the beginning and just the tip of the iceberg of what's great about that. So the registration is closed. I'm not sure with Chrissy's, but both of us have filled the tournament, and that's guys, it's a bi-yearly event. And our last one was a record, I think, at 32 or 33 people. And I think ours has 77. And I'm sure they have over 70, if not more, 80 or more in Austin. And so, guys, this is just like mind blowing. So, Chrissy, please share.
Yeah. So, you know, like you said, you're not just playing against the people who are local to you. Your ratings basically go up against everyone playing in any Women's Global, basically registered event. And, you know, so I have some numbers for you guys. This is the 5th time that Women's Global has happened. And it usually goes every other year on even years, except last year they missed because of COVID, you guys. 2012 was the very first year that Women's Global was an event. In 2012, there was 636 women worldwide who played in Women's Global, 636. Okay, keep these numbers in your mind. In 2014, 2 years later, there was 1,132 women worldwide who competed. So it nearly doubled from the first time to the second time. In 2016, 2 years later, there was 1,616 women who played globally. So we added 500 women from 2 years before. 2018, we got up to 2,092 women. So in 6 years, we basically more than like tripled our numbers. You guys, Women's Global is still like 10 or 11 or 12 days out or something. Globally right now, we have 3,250 women worldwide signed up to play in the Women's Global event.
I got goosies.
Me too. I am covered in goosebumps right now. I can't even believe it. And like you said, Meredith, for a lot of girls and women, it's their first tournament to play. And I don't know how your divisions are stacking up, but for us in the recreational division, we have 26 recreational women signed up. 26. That is nearly that's nearly a third of like the 72 women that we have in our tournament. So, you know, talk about an event, like a welcoming event for women. It's all in the numbers. So I can't wait. I'm so excited.
they see the love amongst us all and the way I mean, for the most part, you know, the friendships and the connections and it just kind of grows like wildflower and I love it. And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. So, you know, I will say that my first.
Timmy and I noticed that straight off when we were lucky enough to start covering y'all Chasing Chains. The camaraderie, and I hope that you can use some help there, and I hope that you're able to tell us what we can do for you. Also, Chrissy and Austin, if you can reach out to somebody that needs your help there. But Hemi and I, and I know we'll be willing to go there and help out any way we can. And I'm pretty sure there's people watching right now do the same. So you just direct us and we'll be there to do what we can. It's incredible. That's amazing. Great story, Chrissy. I love it when you break it down like that. That just makes it amazing.
It's so cool. You know, for us in Austin, as far as the preparation, I guess, and, you know, we've gotten so much support from like our sponsors and people just coming out of the woodworks and donating, you know, just whatever they can. So it's really going to come down to like the day of the event. You know, we're playing on a pretty beginner friendly course, I would say, which, you know, is definitely a good thing. I feel like a lot of Women's Globals events will be like that. But, you know, if we could have 1 or 2 spotters out there, that would be great. If we can have somebody making sure that the ice chests with water bottles are staying filled up, that, you know, the day of stuff is kind of the stuff that, you know, we're trying to get covered right now, because in our division, me and Renee and Stephanie, all the ladies who are sponsored by Mint, we're kind of the ones heading up the show, and all of us are playing. So all 3 TDs will be out on the course. And so, you know, having some good trusting hands to just kind of, you know, make sure everybody has enough water and is comfortable and has everything they need. So the day of stuff is what we're looking for right now, for sure.
Awesome.
Great point.
Hey, what is the lost that train of thought. The rating system, like how does that differ from what you get at the PDGA, and how does that work? Is there like an app, or, you know, how does that kind of get worked out? You said
I know for us, I mean, it's up to you. We're choosing to go through PDGA live scoring. I know that UDisc is an option, but anyways, if that's what you're referring to, as in the rating, like how that works up against
you said you
the
compete,
world?
you know, with points.
It rates similar to like any other PDGA tournament. So I think basically the only like standards is that you have to play 18 holes. You're not allowed to subtract or add any holes. And so, you know, if there's a female pro who goes out and shoots like a 996 rated round, and she shoots the highest rated round of any of the pro women playing in any state or any women's global event, like she's going to get first place, like globally. So essentially it's, you know, they average out your 2 rounds. And so, you know, that is like your overall like rating for the event. And then they'll basically just go like down in order and be like, okay, well, you know, Sarah Hokum won last year because she averaged, you know, 982 golf over her 2 rounds. And then Kona Panis got second in 2018 because she averaged like, you know, and so that's pretty much how it works.
Interesting.
And then those people will get like a super duper special surprise.
Yeah, there's no payout.
And not only for FPO, but for even, you know, down the line to juniors, like remarkable. And this is PDGA women's, right? That are gifting.
Yes. And that's one of the things about this event is that there isn't a payout. So each individual event, we're like, you know, for the one in Houston and the one in Austin, we're not going to have like first place, second place, third place payout for the pro women. And that's why the entry fee is only $25 or $30. And basically what that $25 or $30 gets you is a players pack that's provided by the Women's Global Committee. And so, which is funny because they actually are short this year. They only made 3,000 players packs. They were not expecting this many women. So they're scrambling to get a couple hundred more players packs out to everybody. But you know, it's you get a bunch of a towel and a disc and this, that, or another. And then I'm sure, Meredith, that you guys have some stuff up your sleeve, as do we, to sweeten the deal for those players packs. And so that's what your entry fee really gets you. It's not about the payout. I guess it's always about how good you play in turn. Like if you want to take it like that, but that's not what it's really meant for. It's just meant for the camaraderie and just the growth and encouraging women to come out and play. So that's what it all boils down to.
Hey, Meredith, what course are they playing again at Houston, and what day, what time?
We're doing a modified north side Christian church layout. It was actually similar to the B pool layout of this spring wide open, and it'll be May 8th, Saturday, May 8th. So a 2-round, 1-day event.
Okay.
Yep. And then we'll be having a little players party at Thistle draft shop. Yeah. Right. Like down 2920. So just to get together, get a little basket out there, play, have a little waffle and enjoy each other and get to meet each other. Cause I'm sure a lot of the women will have like their boyfriends, husbands, significant others, friends. And, it's kind of a great way to even connect even more. Yeah. May 8th, guys.
And we're going to be at Riverbend Park in Smithville, Texas, which is actually like 45 minutes outside of Austin, headed towards Houston if you're going down 71. And we're not doing a players party, but the camp or the park that we are playing at, a bunch of people have rented out campsites. And so a bunch of people are camping, and we're going to have a glow round afterwards and, like a fun doubles round. So there's definitely going to be some post WGE amenities for sure.
Hey, Chrissy, didn't you have the stamped disc that you wanted to show?
Yeah, so this is totally optional. This was not anything that the individual tournament directors had to do, but Renee and Stephanie and I are lucky enough to have an awesome sponsor who got some artwork for us, and it looks like this. And this tree right here actually is the tree on hole 17 at Riverbend Park where we'll be playing. It's this beautiful tree that has an eagle and an American flag carved into it. And so this is, really an accurate portrayal of the basket in the background of where we're going to be playing on Women's Global. And these are all mint disc retails. So everyone who's going to be playing in our event will also get a mint disc retail, which is like an amazing disc for female players. So good stuff.
And for males too.
Yes.
Well, moving
we
on
got the choice between these and Longhorns, and this was a no-brainer.
I love the Longhorns. Well, moving on a little bit, Hemi, did you happen to see a couple of gentlemen who won this weekend? A couple of guys who've shown a little interest in being on the show in the future. The family of the Bentes again, taking down both the Masters division and the Advanced division.
Yeah, I played
tell you what, that kid and that dad and the young one too. My goodness gracious.
I love that.
Yeah. And I got to play with Jonathan and got to know him. I played him pretty much, the whole B tier weekend. We kind of played a lot of rounds together. And that's why I made the comment the other day that's the up and comer. Watch out, Henry, because his dad is good and he's going to be really good. He's got distance. He's got a great putt, all that. But yeah, Henry's the guy to watch. He's been winning all the AMs. Time to move up, I guess. But they're going to Worlds. And I think both of his boys are signed up. If they got in, I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I know that Henry and Jonathan are going to be playing, or not playing, but Jonathan will be caddying for him. But yeah, these are some solid players. So did you see?
We're going to get them on the show.
Good. Yeah, because I couldn't remember if I sent him a text or if I messaged him on Facebook, but
Yeah,
I
but he
sent the
showed
word out.
interest. I can't wait to have them on. The whole
Great.
family is going to be incredible. It's kind of like the girls that we had on. I mean, it's amazing that we have on the girls, all three of them, just incredible. And now we're going to have on the boys, all three of them, just as good too. And then from this area too, it's just wonderful to see things like that. And I'd really like to get the juniors in our tournaments on both sides. I cannot wait to
Yeah.
get those two. Although I think the girls, it might be just a little unfair as a juniors girl though.
Yeah,
two
we need
girls
to
aren't
roll.
junior
We need
players.
to roll out a match play or some kind of match because it's getting hot. It's already in the 80,
Oh,
mid 80s. You
I'm
know.
ready to do the match play. That's for sure. We're ready to go. So,
Yeah.
But,
But back
Chris
on
Nelson,
the
did you wanna fill us in?
father son thing, I wanted to talk about that a little bit with Jonathan and Henry. I saw Jonathan birdied into that headwind hole 1 at the Northside Christian Church. He birdied that thing, really nice solid putt to get it, and it was right in front of Henry. And I saw that. Yeah, I saw that look that he gave Henry, like, see, that was for birdie. Anyway, in that competition, that's something that, I didn't really have in my game. I played for 5 years, basically with nobody. I mean, everywhere I went, I was kind of a stranger. So I just played a lot of rounds, No, but I'd play 3 rounds a day, every day, Chris. That's how I learned, but didn't know anybody, but to have that connection with your own son, that's really special.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch, and it's cool. And I know there's a battle every time they go out and play, though. Henry's kicking his butt pretty well right now, no doubt. The future.
We got another father-son playing too. I don't know if you've noticed, but Mr. Montenegro has
yeah,
been playing
that's
as
right.
well. They
That's
caught
right.
him on camera the other day at Northside Christian. I do believe he's been in a couple tournaments now, and that would be something if he just comes anywhere close to his son, because he's so far out there already ahead of him. So that'd be kind of nice to see if he can catch him too.
Yeah.
Come
for
on,
sure.
Dad.
Father-son battle.
Yeah. So, Chrissy, what's the trip plans to Utah? Is that still on? Weren't you supposed to be going out of town?
Oh yeah, that's still on. My starting this weekend, I'm pretty booked for pretty much until the end of June. So yeah, flying out to Ogden. I think we'll be flying into Salt Lake City on oh man, I don't remember the exact dates, like the 21st, and coming back the 28th or the 29th or something. Pro World starts on a Tuesday. We play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's a lot of golf.
There's a lot of golf. That's why I've got to play one Worlds, and that's because it was in Kansas City and I knew all the courses. But otherwise, that's a lot of work to learn all those. I know they switch it up. You're not playing the same track over and over.
Right. We're flying in on Saturday. Hopefully we can get a practice round in on Saturday. If not, we'll definitely probably get at least 2 in on Sunday and 1 in on Monday before it starts. I mean, you don't want to get yourself too tired before the tournament starts, because at that point it's all about stamina, and and your mental game can suffer just as much as your physical game with that much disc golf. So I don't want to discount like how easy or hard it is for people who are on tour, but they're so used to playing day in and day out and every single day. And for the average person, like me included, at this point, I'm lucky if I get to play 1 round or 2 rounds during the week and then get a couple in on the weekend. So going to an environment where you're living, breathing, and eating and sleeping disc golf for 7 days in a row, it's going to definitely be as much of a mental challenge as a physical one, but I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Speaking of flying, we have a group of women going from Chick Station Chains to U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championship, and
Nice.
we fly out the 19th of May. So,
Yeah, U.S. Women's is right around the corner.
Sacramento, California, here we come.
Where is it this year? Oh, it's
Are
not-
you
just
playing
said
there?
Sacramento, California.
Yep, Sacramento.
Meredith,
Yep.
you playing?
Yes, sir. I'll be.
So you
leading-
said May 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you guys aren't going to be able to make it to Texas Women's.
No.
Oh,
It's so,
that's what it is.
such a bummer. Such a bummer.
That's all right. That was U.S. Women's is here, up here
I
for
mean,
sure.
I'll be back to Texas Women's, of course.
How are
I would
the
love
how are
it.
the fares? How are the airline fares?
Chris
Oh,
says
I
it's
got
good.
mine for only like $220 round trip.
Yeah, they're cheap.
Wow.
now.
Tell them yours, Chris.
What?
Denver.
Round trip to Denver, $66.
Dang.
For
What
Elizabeth and
airline?
I paid
I'm gonna go see my friend.
$170. I paid $170 round trip for Elizabeth and I, both total.
Wow.
Denver.
What airline are you flying?
Southwest.
Wow, it's amazing.
And you get 2 pieces of luggage for free check-in and 2 carry-ons. Whereas
What?
United and those other ones charge you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that. I was like, they charge you for that. Yeah. So yeah, we got ours for $66. It's cheap now. Couldn't believe it. And we
That's
can't wait.
wonderful.
Hopefully I'm gonna get to play. I know I'm at least gonna play 1 round, if not 2 rounds now in Colorado while I'm there. Give Elizabeth a little time with her best friend that she's known since junior high that lives there. We're staying with her. So let them do the girls thing, and they don't need me. No, y'all know that. So I'll go out.
Just don't
and let her out.
forget. Just don't forget the tip that everybody has told you. Take your under
Understable.
plastic
I'm
bag.
taking my race. I'm taking my heat. I'm taking my crave. I'm taking everything understable, everything.
Oh yeah.
Except my putter. What about the putter? Your putter's your putter, right?
Yeah, at that
Your putter's
speed,
your putter.
yeah, that speed doesn't really matter too much unless you're throwing it off a hill or something.
And do I need to bring some climbing boots? Is this thing going to be like elevated, or am I going to be on some flat ground? That's my thing, because me and elevation don't do well.
Good question.
Elevation.
Yeah,
It's Colorado.
you need your little.
Yeah,
Your
but in
little
Denver,
small
it's
backpack.
flat in Denver, sort of.
You need a cane.
Yeah, true.
I need a cane.
Denver was to me was
A walking stick.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna send back some pictures. Y'all gonna
All
laugh.
right, we're gonna have to
I'll
get
come back
Chris a
to
cane now for sure.
That's funny.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, I can't wait for the women's global. It's incredible what you 2 ladies have done and how big it's grown. And I think him and I saw this coming last year as well. I mean, just make it so inviting and so pleasurable and so comforting. So it's just wonderful to see that. And I hope he's finally starting to heal up. His foot game's coming along, Chris. You're gonna have to come down and help him out on that. But he
Definitely
is
need
getting
help.
better. It took him a few holes, but after a while, I was like, oh, he's starting to get it. So it's just gonna take
It's
a little
funny.
while.
I was telling Chris this as we were playing. It's actually helping other parts of my game because I'm ending up in weird places
And he's
where I
ending
had
up
to make
shooting
a
in the
putt.
woods.
Yeah, I got to putt out of the wood, or just not that I'm going to park it every time, but you play the same courses over and over. You get into these safety zones. You know where you're going to land, basically.
I'm excited to play around with you in that fashion because you're a lefty, and I don't really ever get to help lefties forehands that much.
Yeah.
What grip are you using?
You gotta stop him from turning over. He likes to turn over. He likes to. He
Yeah.
does the Jake thing at the end instead of the flick right here. He likes
Finger?
to
I
turn
stack these. I stack
Yep.
these two. I used to do the
Power grip.
power grip combo, kind of a
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they call that, but
That's how Neil grips
Avery
his
Jenkins
forehands.
used to do that.
So.
Oh, this is the disc.
Mm-hmm.
Blake,
Oh yeah.
Joe, Christiani, and if you don't want a shirt, we can also send you a disc. I wanted to give away these my dies. They've been sitting here for too long. They need to get thrown. These are throwers for sure.
Those are super cool.
Yeah. We have a bunch of, we got about 50 of those. So
Here's
Chris
the one we're giving away
disappeared
this
into
week
the
right here.
void. Yeah, there it is. The one with the logo on it would be fun.
Ooh.
These are the prototype LSD penny putters. These are the first ones he ever made once he got PDGA approved.
Wow.
174,
First run, yeah.
first run, first press, first ever off the press. So
They're more stable than the ones that he had out at the Spring Valley Spring Spectacular or whatever that
it's a
was
little
when he
different plastic
debuted them.
though.
Yeah.
It's got more of a champion style plastic, you know,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
tacky at all, very smooth. But I tell you
Yeah.
what, it is straight as an arrow when you get on it. And
Those
it's a good
Vector
disc to
2s are
have.
great as far as penny putters go, but these first runs are nice. Good
And that
throwing.
designed by Hemi
throwing
right
putter.
there. Hemi did that.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
love
Hemi
That's
original.
pretty cool.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Woo-hoo.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, I like the games, Chris. I'm sending you a text on that screen back there right now. So
So you like
Behind
that? It's not working though. Every time I push that button.
I like the games. We need to do more. More
Yes,
games.
we were coming up with
I
good games. I
noticed
tell you, when I
Connell's
listen to
comment
Christy
was
and Meredith do their stuff, I'm always like, we got to come up with something. These girls are killing us.
definitely.
They get these other girls engaged, and they're all. It's fun. I listen to my wife all the time. I'm like, she's having a good time. I was like, we got to do that. That sounds fun. So
Well, Connell typed in a comment, I guess something that he says on the round, and I related it to our show, made me laugh out loud. In the comments, he said, "Do something cool."
yeah,
I thought he was talking to me.
Cool.
Hey, this,
Oh my
we don't have-
gosh.
Chris already did the cool background. That's about all we got.
I
Meredith's cool.
I like
Chrissy's
hearing
cool.
these, and I'm excited to read what people come up with. Because I think whenever you play at the level that, you know, like me and Meredith and Hemi all play at, sometimes a lot of the things that we say to, not necessarily to other people, but to ourselves, is not necessarily the most positive things. So I'm hoping what I want to take away from this is that, you know, I see what people say and what's fun and what's uplifting and encouraging, and learn to say those to myself. So that's what I'm looking forward to with this game that we're doing this week.
Yeah,
it
and the
took
truth-
Meredith almost a
truth
year
is-
to get used to me. It took her about a year, about 6, 7, about a year. It took her a while. She didn't know how to take me because we played a lot well before she came on the show. And so I would always kind of do it. You could always see she'd look at me like,
It took me a while to be like, oh my gosh, these
You hit the
goobers.
tree. And she didn't
Oh,
know how to
yeah.
take it. But I was just like, to me, I don't like the tension. It's already tense enough. Even when I was playing any competitive sports, I was that guy in the huddle, or I was that guy who would come in there and crack a joke. That was just the way I was, because the tenseness, I just didn't deal with that well. I like it's already serious enough, and you guys playing on the pro level, you're already serious enough. I like to give y'all hell. It's fun. That's what gets me out there to want to go have fun. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It is-
We've only
sometimes
played one round together. So I
yeah,
feel like
between
the,
you and Neil, y'all were killing it. I'm
Yeah.
there's only like 2 shots I
There's
could make.
no
fun of.
reason. No
Y'all were
reason to
killing
make
it.
fun of you.
And
I
Neil
feel like
was cutting
I feel like the
crazy.
first I feel like you were quiet because you were calculating, and you
I
were
did.
like, what can I say? Like, what can I say for the next round? Like it's
He
in
was.
there. I know
I got
it is.
Neil a couple times.
You-
A couple
you know
times I
him.
got it, so.
You got to know him well. You definitely got to know him. That's him. He's saving something
That's
up.
great.
It'll take
yeah.
you a little while. Don't worry, I pick it out. I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, guys. Well, I can't wait till next couple weeks. It's going to be incredible. Disc golf is just blowing up, and what y'all are doing, I can't wait to see Meredith going to California, you going to Utah, women's global. Hopefully, Hemi starts healing up so we can at least get out there and throw a match play out there. But I think we're about ready to put one out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
we
I'm
might
ready to
have to do
film
the
one.
ladies first. I think we might have to do the ladies first.
Yeah,
Houston against Austin.
Yep.
I like it.
I
We
like
should do it in
too.
Smithville. I'm just saying, Smithville's kind of in the middle
Yeah.
of Houston and Austin. Kind
Y'all
of.
already had all this practice at Smithville. I thought it was College Station.
I really can't
Smithville.
think of anywhere else. Okay, that's another thing. If anybody knows any courses that are like good in between Houston and Austin, drop them below. brainstorm on
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like I know
There's
there's
gotta
a
be
big
something.
That
part.
place is closed.
Well, there was Brenham, but it was like a 9-hole built on a sticker patch.
But that's what you're gonna get in that part of the world anyway. Those trees are not
I
forgiving,
don't want
man.
that.
I think there's
No,
one
this
like
was
that in
all
LaGrange
grassberries.
too. I think LaGrange is kind of in the middle, but I heard it's kind of not very well kept up 9-hole course too. So if anybody knows of anything,
So
drop
pretty
it
down
below.
there. Perfect land for a good course. I bet there's one.
Yeah.
somewhere. But Smithville, that's
Yeah.
not too far of a drive. Couple hours.
Either way. And then we also got to put together the grudge match. That
Yeah,
grudge
we'll,
match.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
talk about that real quick. The grudge match would
Yes.
be the lefties from the Fling Show taking on Michael and
And the other lefty.
oh right,
Christina.
right, three
Christina
Christina Linthicum, and that's 3 lefties. Wow, interesting.
Yep. And Fonte's not even gonna do it himself.
But, yeah, we talked about maybe letting them call the course. I was thinking Spring Valley, but then we also talked about maybe Evergreen or something a little further south or closer to them. But that would be
Yeah.
fun. I would enjoy doing that.
Yeah, we gotta make that happen.
Evergreen would be perfect. Like,
Yeah. It's never
I think
Not
I
a
have
good
a
time.
free weekend.
Evergreen.
I think I have a free weekend in between Texas Women's and NAC. So that would be like the weekend of the 29th, I think. Maybe we can pencil it in.
Okay. 29.
Start
What
start
month?
yeah, in about a month
in a month. What month you're
Yeah.
talking? Yeah, okay.
May.
Awesome.
in May.
May. Excellent. Yeah,
That would be great.
be fun.
Oh, and while we're talking about it, Catherine Leach of Southern Birdies, just saw her post today. She is going to be running a clinic down at Briscoe Park in Alvin, Texas on June 12th.
yes, thank you for
So-
bringing that up.
Yes, we definitely got to get all hands on deck to support her and make that a wonderful event. So definitely put that one on your calendar too. And that's going to be in Alvin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she has
support
the
Catherine.
she has the city like involved in everything. So
Yes.
it's gonna be
She's a
great.
powerhouse. She's
I
a
took it off
force
to
for
help.
sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
and that's not a
definitely
bad choice actually for our match play thing too. Alvin,
I was
as
saying
long
that
as it's
exact
not
same thing.
wet, as long
That's
as
true.
the weather's good. Because
Well, that same thing with Evergreen. Evergreen's got that wind down south, buddy. Woo!
yeah,
Jimmy likes that wind.
but we've played it a lot lately, or I've been out there. I've had a couple of tournaments back to back kind of there.
He's just so open.
What about
I
Jenkins?
loved Alvin. Jenkins is fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not a bad
Jack
match play
Brooks.
too. Jack Brooks, yeah.
Jack Brooks,
Good idea.
yeah.
Let's do that. I've never really played it that much. I
Oh,
Oh,
caddied,
it's fun.
caddied for TJ Straub one time, and that's it. I never played it.
I'm down. Anyway,
was
you didn't
the- I
play.
was
We'll
the-
make it happen.
That was my caddy moment where I realized I'm not a very good caddy. TJ was killing it. He was like 7 down through 9 holes. I was like, man, you're beating the open players. He's like, mind blew.
Oh
and then
no.
started getting bogeys after that. Yeah, I put it. It was just terrible. I set him up for that. I'm sorry.
Way to go.
You're doing great. You kicking everybody's butt. So I got demoted. I don't caddy anymore.
Oh,
No.
No, I caddy. I just don't talk much.
You were gonna
Yeah.
caddy for me.
I know.
And then you decided to go win instead.
right,
Yeah.
right. Oh, yeah. Hey, I want to add with the women's global event, we're actually having a waffle. I'm going to take it back to Spring Wide Open where the Edge program actually donated a Zuka cart. And
Nice.
so the actual TD of our women's global here in the Houston area is Chris Fennell. And we also have Andy as the assistant TD, because she's the one that started it in the Houston area in 2012. So, but Chris threw in some money for the Women's Global. We won the Zuka, the grand prize from the Spring Wide Open, and Edge's donation. So we're going to hold a waffle, and with that and some other things that are being donated into that waffle, the money raised for that's going to help our trip to California. There's 5 of us that are going. So be sure to, comment or reach out, and we can get you some tickets in for that too. So thank you for Edge for donating to that. And thank you, Chris. That's awesome.
No doubt.
Yeah.
The Fennels are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Great work.
incredible.
Speaking of father-son relationship, they're so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what we should have
Good
a
point.
Father's Day show. Talk to
Ooh.
these guys. When is
Yeah.
Father's Day? We could have our own date. We'll make up our own Father's Day. We'll just call it Father's Day.
Sometime in June.
It's June.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't even-
Oh, there you go.
I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
think-
Yes, it is.
I feel
Yeah,
like it is.
I'm not good with like memory stuff.
I feel like it happens like fast, all these days,
Uh-huh.
these parent days that I don't really take serious, but I still try to honor my own parents for.
Everybody does that, really. There's the holiday people who are really into it, got to get a card for everything. And then there's just like people that do it because everybody else does it.
Mhm.
We don't do Hallmark holidays. We don't do any of them. We don't do Valentine's Day.
Really?
We don't do it. None of them. Mother's
Really?
Day. None of them. Grandparents'
Weird.
Day. Those- Hallmark.
Against the grain,
I
though. I
love my
like it.
grandparents.
That's exactly
I love
what
my
I was
wife.
talking
I
about,
cook her
though.
dinner every freaking night of her life. I love my wife. I mean, one more night. You can
Yeah,
lose
that's
me
how we
on
are
that.
about Valentine's.
You can
Yeah.
lose me
Oh,
on
really?
Christmas. I love Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. I mean, big fan. But Hallmark holidays, you can lose me.
Mhm.
That's just me.
Okay.
Always been that way.
Well, that's good. I won't send you a Father's Day card.
Yeah. You don't even know when Father's Day is. Someone's gonna have to remind you of the day. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Now it means something now. Someone told me it's today. She could have told you it's October the 31st. You'd be like, oh, okay.
By the way, guys, now that y'all said it so many times, when you scroll Facebook, you'll get Father's Day. Like,
Oh,
ads.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
True.
Facebook's listening for sure. We also have some really exciting guests lined up for the next few weeks. I don't want to give too much away, but next week we have Sarah Sinclair coming on the show. If you guys don't know who Sarah is, she is one of the co-founders of the Respect Her Game movement. You guys know last year that just took off. And so I'm really excited to get to talk to her next week. Just kind of about her inspiration behind Respect Her Game and, and what its mission is and how it's achieved those goals and where it's going in the future. So we have that lined up. And we're also going to be bringing on one of the owners of Mint Discs to come on and chat with us and talk about the history of Mint. And then we have one more, but it's a surprise. I don't want to give that one away because that's the big one. So maybe in a week or two, we'll make the big announcement. But stay tuned, you guys. We have some really good shows coming up.
Who are we talking to with Mint?
We're going to be talking to Zach Jansen.
Okay. Great.
Yep. So
Awesome.
I reached out to all 3 of them, and Guy, he's so busy right now, and he has 2 little ones, and so his time is spread super duper thin. And then Chris is the VP of another company, so he has a lot going on too. So thankfully Zach definitely was able to make time for us, and we'll just get to hear a little bit about how those 3 guys came up with Mint, and I can't wait to hear. It's pretty much exploded. It's gotten so big, especially here in the Austin area. Like Mint, everybody throws Mint, and I just can't wait to hear what they think about that and just how it's grown and if it was what they were expecting, and it's going to be good stuff.
Mhm.
Awesome. I can't wait. We also forgot to mention one of our past guests just won their 200th tournament this past weekend.
Yeah.
Dez, yes.
Yay!
Wow.
Congrats, Des.
He's
That's
only like
awesome.
1,000 shy of Fred Needham, but she's right there.
He's gonna have to drop down to
Wait.
lower division to get to that number, but no.
What a fierce competitor, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
was just thinking about Des and all the great, powerful, really cool, powerful women in the sport, and to have Sarah on, and always put her there with Juliana, and Des and Andy, just some really, really good leaders in the sport on the
And
women's side.
another quick shout out to Brian
Wow.
Trahan, who finally hit his first tournament ace
I saw
on
that.
Saturday,
Yeah.
which was great because he also bought into it. So he actually won some money on that, which is awesome for him because you know how sometimes you may not play so well, but when you hit that ace, it kind of washes. the
Doesn't
rest of the
matter.
way.
Yeah.
Hey,
It doesn't
and I
matter.
read in a thread that's going towards their wedding fund. So that's
Aw.
yeah, they're good.
Which is
They're
awesome.
engaged. So that's so sweet.
That's nice.
And then what's really funny is about that, as I was with Will Hickey, Preston Riley, and another friend of his, and I'll think of his name in a second, but that gentleman, about 3 holes later, hit an ace on hole 17 at Spring Valley. And he hit it off the tree, guarding the pin on the
Oh,
left.
that was
He
the
flicks it.
$10,000 hole, right?
No. 17 is old, finesse 17. Old finesse 17 before finesse 18 in Spring
Yeah,
Valley.
yeah. 300 footer.
Before you're
tunnel
coming
shot.
out of the woods in Spring Valley. I
Okay.
don't know if y'all played it in that round anyway. I'm thinking it's on the silver layout. So never mind. It's not on the
Oh,
silver layout
okay.
for y'all. But hole 17, everybody knows that if you play Spring Valley a lot, the old finesse one, that is not an easy hole to ace. I mean,
Wow.
that is a tough hole to ace. And he aced it like 3 holes after Brian texted him. It was very funny. I was just like, and
I
That's
had
the
a
one-
dream. I had a dream
But-
last night, yesterday at some point, where I got 2 aces in like within 9 holes. I was playing around 2 aces. So I wake up feeling like I just got 2 aces. Good way to feel.
I read a thread that at one of our local minis, I think it was down in Seguin at Starkey Park this past weekend, there was 2 aces hit on 2 different holes at the same time. Like the discs hit the chains at the exact same time.
oh, wow.
2 separate holes. That
Everybody
defies.
starts yelling at the same time. Like, whoa.
Yes. Yeah. I wish I could have been there to witness that.
This stuff's
Yeah,
easy.
that's a roar that when you hear a group yell like that, it doesn't matter where you are, you know what happened. It's funny. You can be on an 18-hole course and it can be packed. But if you're playing a tournament and you hear somebody hit an ace, you can tell by the roar of that group what has just happened. Which typically you're not supposed to yell,
Yeah.
but they do yell anyway because you can't help it. You're like, ah!
I think that's for guys. I think if you hear girls, it could have been a big putt.
That's true.
too.
That's true.
We scream. I scream. I get excited. It's like Tourette's, especially. I mean,
Disc,
Yeah,
we
it's
used to
hard not
call
to.
that disc golf Tourette's.
my first time to play with Alexis Matahondo, I don't know if I said that right. We played, it was down in Corpus Christi, and the first time to play with both of those sisters. And it was the last round, last hole. And if you know them, like their parents, one of the parents is videoing everything. And the mom was, well, it's one of these holes that you don't see the basket, and she flicks it and it's just straight woods. But all of a sudden you hear like she crashes into the chains, and like no reaction from her. Like the mom doesn't even see it, but I scream, and that's all you hear in her video. And the mom keeps like replaying it, like I guess trying to see it because you just hear my obnoxious like scream. I'm like, I just can't help it. Like I get loud and excited.
Why are you screaming? Yeah, and you always break it down. If you're on another card and you hear the yell take place, you always break it down. You're like, didn't have that continuation. And so probably not an ace. You always kind of like break it apart. You can tell
Oh
the
yeah.
ones that
What
were-
hole is that on? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What have you aced in a tournament, Chrissy and Meredith? That's questions for everybody.
Meredith, you go first.
I have. I've won, and it was a sweet, smooth, and like finesse shot into hole 9 of. Is it Terramont? Is that the one that's hilly in the Woodlands?
Yeah.
Or is that
The
it?
one hill. Yeah.
Not Timberland. Yeah, Terramont. So it was the Battle of the Nines. It was so beautiful. It was a ESP,
okay.
and I just
Played
finessed
that.
it. It was a short hole, probably like 150, 200, and it just went chained out. It was just, I mean, not out, but yeah.
Did you get any money?
Okay, so ironically, that had to be my second ace because my first ace was by myself, and I freaked out and I signed my own disc, me and Jesus. And so, like, then my next ace was a tournament ace, and guess what? I did pay in, and I shared it with Jesus, which was Jesus.
Aw,
Envelope had me and Jesus.
that is too funny.
Yeah, so that was mine.
I have 2 aces in 2 tournaments, and neither of those tournaments had ace pots.
Wow.
So it wasn't for a lack of not paying in. One of them was like one of those like trilogy 3-disc challenges or whatever, where they give you 3 discs, and those are the only ones you can play with for the whole round. And that was my very first ace. That was at Zilker Park, actually, on hole 9. And then my second tournament ace was during Texas Camping Championships out at Moody's, and that one was really fun.
And
I got
no
to
ace
sign.
spot there.
I got to sign the wall, so that made up for not having an ace pot.
Hey, tell me about the wall. I'm newer to the Moody's. Like, I've been there for a couple years, but I don't know about the wall.
And their pro shop, if you so like right outside of their house, they have the little pro shop that's like to the left of their house, and you walk in there and they have a bunch of discs and stuff. If you like walk in and you look at the wall on the right and you look up, everybody who's ever aced at Moody's gets to go sign the wall. So
Oh,
I have 2
I didn't
signatures
sign
out
the
there.
wall. I aced at Moody's.
You got to go sign the wall.
Thank you. Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Yeah,
You didn't sign it. It
because
didn't happen.
In
aces
Kansas
at Moody's-
City, I played this tournament at Waterworks, and great, one of the best courses, one of the most fun courses to play in the world, no doubt. And they had this thing, the way they did the ace thing, so the TD didn't have to deal with all the ones or whatever, or the honor system, honor ace. I'd never played that before, and I hit the ace, and I'm walking back to waiting for the next round, and this guy walks up and gives me a $1 bill. I'm like, he goes, good ace. I'm like, thanks. And I thought he does 51 or I don't know what. And then somebody else did. And then after about 10, I realized, oh, they're giving me money. So people gave me money for like 10 minutes, and I ended up with like $60. It was really an
Nice.
interesting way to do an ace pot. The
Yeah,
honor
that's
system.
fun.
Yeah. But it works for the TD.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
So-
lot to keep up with.
Chris, what about you? Tournament ace?
Oh no, you were with me on I've only hit 2. You were with me on 1 and filmed in Louisiana. And exactly 7 years to the day, I hit the other one, which is kind of very funny. But at least the first one I ever hit was Shawshank on 10 Cup. And I have it signed. Matter of fact, the guy I'm going to go see in Denver was with me, Charles Durbin. He was the guy who was with me when I hit that ace, and I'm actually going to be seeing him. And that's funny because it's signed and it's dated, and that's why I knew when Hemi and I did ours the exact same day, exact same month, 7 years apart.
Wow.
Well, you should definitely bring another one home from Colorado with you then.
Oh, I hope so. I've come close. I mean, Hemi seen me come close a couple times, but I don't know.
That
it'll
one,
be there.
that one at Shawshank was not the 10 Cup one, but the other one. That was a good ace.
Oh, you're talking about okay. Okay, I've
Did
had
you
3
see it,
aces.
Chrissy?
Your black ace.
He's a black ace, yeah, in the middle of the
Okay, so
pond.
I've had the tournament ace.
I'm also a firm believer, though, that an ace is like a generous result of a
Bad shot.
not great
Bad.
shot. So
Yep.
That's
Not
kind of self-defeating,
pretty.
though, really, if you think about it. Like, I try to ace to where it's gonna not go too far if it goes by it. I'll just put
Okay.
it like that. I'm still trying to get a birdie or save a stroke or whatever.
but see,
but-
skip shot aces to me are the most legit aces because you
Check
had
up.
to you had to plan it. You had to plan that perfectly. Whereas an air shot ace is kind of like, oh, if that didn't go in the basket, it was going to go 45 feet past.
Dang, you're harsh.
Yeah, about that. I don't know about that. I watch Hemi play all the
What about
time.
Kaiser?
And he comes close to hitting aces all the time. And he turns around and he
And
hits
birdies
his
them.
putt. Yeah, I mean, I hear what
Sometimes.
you're saying, but I mean, I play with Ricky Bobby the same way. And yeah, I mean, I paid him so much money on aces. It's unreal. And AP the same way. And Marcus. Hell, I
Some
paid out
people
so
are just
much money
ace
on
hounds.
aces. But I play with way too many people with ace. But I will tell you this, they also birdie a lot. So I'm not so
Yeah.
sure about that. You know, especially that guy right there. I play with him a lot. He comes so close. I don't know where you are, but on my screen, you're right there. You're in that little white one right there. Hey, mate.
Okay, Gene. That's
Anyway.
my name for your game show character.
Bob. I like Bob.
Bob.
Bob. I'm a Bob Barker guy. The price is right.
Well, Bob, what do we got next week coming on the Fling Show?
Well, I think what we're going to have next week is we're going to have more information about the WGC because we're going to be 1 week away. It's going to be an incredible event, and it's going to be stacked. And I cannot wait because here in Houston, we're going to be filming it for sure. We're going to be there. The Fling Show will be live during that weekend, and I can't wait. And hopefully next weekend, we're going to announce our winners of this week's show. Have a new little game show for next weekend, and hopefully I'm going to tie Hemi down, not like physically, but maybe we'll have to, and get him on a date. And we're going to have our the McKinney Fling Show match play.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
going to have to do it. It's time.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps hitting us over the head. They want us to do it. They can't wait.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it's a great event, to be honest with you. It'd be great to have it for the Women's Global. That's too soon, I know. But it definitely gets you ready for that competition, that one-on-one thing where it's kind of like, you know what, it's me against that person, the different type of competing. I like
Yeah.
it, and I think that hopefully next weekend we might be able to move forward on that.
Yeah, match play is a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to watch.
Me too. So who we doing first? Where are we at on that?
I say
Tournament
it's
of
either
Champions
juniors or the
never got
ladies.
played. What's that?
I say it's either the juniors or the ladies, because if it's we could fill up a rec tournament and an intermediate tournament in seconds, but I really like supporting the juniors and the ladies for sure.
Yeah, and there's
I
so
think
many
that
more
gives it the first
juniors
shot.
now
You what?
than last year. So many more juniors now than
A
last
lot.
year.
A lot.
tons.
And our juniors are 18 and younger, right? Or are we doing 17 and younger?
I was thinking it was 17.
17.
I know Henry's 18, so and then I don't know about Montenegro. So those
He's
guys may be
17
moving
still.
on anyway, because he's playing advanced now. So we might have a
Yeah.
whole different group of guys, but I know they're out there. Some great
Yeah.
players.
All right.
I know
Well, we'll come up
the
with
leader.
something.
I've the leader of that youth league that does Monday nights has reached out. Unfortunately, I work Monday nights, so I wasn't able to help, but I could reach out and let that be an option to give them as well. If, saying if their parents, agree and something like that, maybe there's some youth in that league that would want to come and compete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Agreed.
Great.
All
very
right.
nice.
Well,
Well,
I can't wait
Awesome.
till next week, guys. Anything
Yeah.
else?
That's it. So when are you leaving, Chrissy? What's your next one?
Oh man, so my schedule, I have Live Oak Summer Open this weekend in near the San Antonio area. So I will be playing in that one. And then WGE is the following weekend. And then I have Capital of Texas Open, Kodo is the
Kodo.
weekend after that.
Used to be Peace
That's-
Park.
Yeah,
Back in
it's
the
here in
day.
Austin. It'll be at the Met Center. Used to
Yeah.
be at Peace Park. It's also been tradition since like 2005 that it's rained that weekend.
Mhm.
So we'll see if the tradition holds. I kind of hope it does. And you look at all those giveaway discs, man. That's awesome. And then we got Texas Women's and then NAC. Can't forget about NAC. And I think we're going to have a pretty good showing. The Fling Show will out at NAC. So that one's going to be fun. And then Catherine's Clinic and then Worlds. So yeah, it's busy.
Booked. Well, thanks for
I'm
spending
excited.
some time with us, and maybe we can get you from the road on one of those
Yes.
next time we're
Yeah.
out. if you're gonna stay. But anyway, great talking with you guys. Great show.
Yeah, always
Always a
fun.
pleasure.
Love y'all.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
love you too.
Remember,
Love.
play disc golf.
Play disc
Thank
golf.
you all. Whoop, whoop.
Throw
Beat-
stuff in the air.
Connection over competition.
Do something cool.
Throw it in the air.
Do something cool.
Throw it in the
Connell,
air.
thank you.
Mind your
That's
own
what I tell
game.
myself after a bad shot. Do something cool.
Do something cool. Hey, a bad shot is an opportunity for there's a saying about a bad shot, but it's an opportunity for something good. So
That's the way I'm taking my whole flick experience, my backhand or my forehand experience. It puts me in a lot of situations to
there you go. Scramble
pull something
golf.
out of my hat. Yeah, scramble golf. Well, all right. We'll see you guys.
All right. Bye.
So kill your TV and just come outside. We're gonna take you on a beautiful ride. The Fling Show. The Fling Show. The Fling Show. The Fling Show. The Fling Show.